What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be talking about clothing brands and is it worth it to start one in 2025? There's a little bit of backstory about me. Is I started my clothing brand junior senior year of high school, and that was in like 2022, 2023. And the reason why I started it was not for money or for anything. It was just because I really enjoyed clothes, and I don't know, I thought it'd be a cool thing just to do. It's something that I still enjoy, something that I still work on and build for. But I'm gonna just be talking about, is it worth it, in the sense, is it profitable? And if you're trying to take it as a business, would it be worth it to start it? Especially now that, in 2025, there's so many different brands, it's so oversaturated. But would it be worth it to start? Realistically, your profit margins with the brand are not high, especially starting off. They're going to be terrible. Depending on if you're working with a Pakistan, Chinese, even Italy or wherever manufacturer, your costs are going to be pretty expensive. Your overhead costs are going to be pretty expensive, especially when you're starting off. Because think about it, if you can't buy that many products, a manufacturer is not giving you good rates. You're going to be getting overcharged. So many other expenses go into the business, such as running ads, and a lot of people. It takes a lot to be able to organically sell a product. You have to have great content, and a lot of people aren't that good at that. Either great content or just a big following, and I mean that's hard to do. If you're just a regular kid, you have school, you have different obligations. It's hard to have like such a following. I wouldn't regret starting it. I've made a couple $1,000s here and there, just do ads and whatnot, just like different scaling, different brands. But I would say though, there's a lot that goes into it, and you have to really enjoy it. Like there's so many different extras expenses. Like I have to pay $50 a month for Shopify. I pay another $50 a month just for different Shopify apps. I pay my manufacturer on retainer, which is expensive. Yeah, there's just so many different costs that go into it, and I feel like for at least the clothing brand, and just e-commerce in general, it's very like romanticized. People will only show you the wins, and a lot of times, even when they show you the wins, it's not truly like how it is. I really do believe that it looks better on the outside than it truly is, and that goes not just through all walks of life, but in this space as well. But yeah, would I say it's worth it? It just depends on, if you truly love it. If you do, then you should keep doing it. But yeah, there's added expenses that come up so often. I don't know. I'm trying to do just like an open-ended talk. Just turn on the camera. I know I'm gonna do like some cuts. I try to do no cuts, but I sound stupid sometimes, so I end up cutting it like a little bit. But yeah, I'd say it's worth it if you really care about it. If you aren't, there's no point, because you're gonna have to put a lot of time into it, and you're gonna have to have bad days, and you keep going at it. The best way I like to describe it as is like the gym. You have to be consistent and show up to the gym every single day, and when there isn't progress, you still have to go. Like you're not gonna see progress if you just go for a couple days. You have to keep going and keep going for months and months and months until you start to build and get better at something. It's the same thing. And if you don't truly enjoy it, it's not sustainable, and you're not going to be able to keep doing it. It's very enjoyable. It's something that you can find a lot of like joy from, like I do personally. I think it's fun, making content. I personally now though do outsource my clothes, but starting off for a while, I used to always make mine. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty. I would say I'm a decently creative guy, but not like in the sense of art wise. I can't draw for shit. Like I can't do any of that. So I had to outsource that. But yeah, there's so many different other expenses that go into it. But if you truly enjoy it, especially if you're a brand owner, it's gonna be a lot of management. So that's really the main thing, is management. And when you're starting off, you're gonna have to deal with everything. You have to make the product, promote the product, just everything around that, everything that comes with having a brand. You're gonna have to do that. So I don't know, a lot comes with it, but I do think that overall it is worth it. I would say so for myself, but it just depends, the type of person you are, and if you're able to stick through things. But if you are, it's worth it, because with the clothing brand, and just not even just clothing brands, but e-commerce brands in general, it's very scalable. Like it's a very scalable business, so that means you don't really have a ceiling, and it can keep growing. you know. So like, cause there's so many different people that could buy your product all throughout even the world, not even just the nation, but the world. So I don't know, it's cool in the sense that there's never really like a finish line, you know, because you always can do better. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. I'm definitely gonna have to cut it a little bit because I kind of sounded dumb, but thank y'all for watching.